It's the Super Smart Farm Show.
Hey there, farm friends! Welcome back to the Super Smart Farm Show. Elmer here, and I am super excited because today we're celebrating America's 250th birthday. That's right, it's been 250 years since 1776. And to celebrate, we're having a 4th of July barbecue right here on my farm with all my farmer friends. Frank's manning the grill, and Wendy is hanging up plenty of red, white, and blue decorations. Merle's setting up the fireworks for later, and Clementine is making sure everyone has glasses full of lemonade. I love having everyone here on the farm for the 4th of July, and this year feels extra special because it's the 250th anniversary from when America first became a country. That also means for 250 years, farmers have been feeding the United States. That's a long time. And looking around at my farm and my farmer friends, it makes me wonder, what would this have looked like way back in 1776? What do you think, farm friends? Back in 1776, did farmers A, drive giant tractors with lots of smart tech? B, order seeds online with their smartphones? Or C, work mostly by hand with simple tools, animals, and a whole lot of teamwork? If you guessed C, you're right. Farmers back then worked with simpler tools. They didn't have the technology we have today, but they were still able to grow crops and take care of animals. It's pretty impressive when you think about it.
Hey, Elmer, I could not help but overhear you talking about farmers from 1776. Farming has always been a part of America's story, even before America officially became a country.
Oh, hey, Frank. Those burgers are smelling good. I was just talking to the farm friends about how things have changed since our country was founded.
It was a completely different time for farming. Back then, there weren't any tractors, combines, or balers. Heck, there weren't even trucks. Farmers had to rely on people and animals for almost everything.
So no big tractors rolling through the fields?
Nope. Most farmers used horses, oxen, or mules to pull plows and wagons. And harvesting work was done with hand tools like hoes, scythes, sickles, and pitchforks.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It was. Even planting seeds took much longer. Today, one farmer with a tractor can plant hundreds of acres in a day. Way back in 1776, families planted row by row, often by hand.
And that takes much longer. And I imagine it does a real job on your back.
And if equipment broke, you couldn't just drive to the store for parts. Farmers often repaired tools themselves or had blacksmiths make pieces by hand.
Hey, farm friends, let's think about this for a minute. If farmers had to do things by hand and didn't have easy access to repairs, what does that say about farming back in 1776? Was it A, slower than it is now, B, simple but easy, or C, something nobody wanted to do? The answer is A, of course. Farming was done at a slower rate than it is done now.
Much slower. Farmers were limited by weather, daylight, muscle power, and the tools available to them. But people worked together, and they got the job done.
Things may have been different then, but maybe not as much as you think. Farmers are still hard workers, and the farming community is still very strong.
Well, you got that right. I better get back to the grill because the perfect burger, like farming, takes dedication, time, and patience if you want it done right.
Oh, I can't wait to have one. And speaking of food, it looks like Clementine could use some help putting out that red checkered tablecloth. Hey, Clementine, you need a hand?
Sure, Elmer. Thanks for the help. This one almost got away from me.
Hey, Clem, do you think they used tablecloths back in 1776?
They did use tablecloths back then, but not like these ones.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, this tablecloth has a plastic coating meant to make it easier to wipe off all those ketchup and mustard stains. Tablecloths back then definitely did not have plastic in them. They were just woven from cotton or flax.
Flax? You barely ever hear about people growing flax anymore.
I know, and it's kind of a shame. But back in 1776, flax was one of the most important crops that farmers grew.
Really? What did people use it for?
Oh, a whole bunch of things. The fibers inside flax plants were turned into linen cloth for clothes, sacks, and yes, even tablecloths.
Wait a second. This means people grew their clothes
In many cases, yes. Families often spun flax fibers into thread using spinning mills, then wove the thread into fabric.
So instead of buying clothes at a store, people made them from crops they grew themselves. Picture this, farm friends. You need a new shirt, but instead of ordering one online or going to a store, you go out back and harvest the materials you need to make a shirt yourself.
Exactly. Farms back then weren't just growing food. They had to provide almost everything a family needed.
Wow, that's a lot different from today.
It sure is. And flax seeds could also be used for oil, which made the crop even more valuable. The more uses a farmer could get out of a crop, the more worthwhile that crop was to grow.
Okay, farm friends, let's see if you're paying attention. What was flax commonly used for in 1776? A, flossing your teeth. B, cleaning the dishes. Or C, making linen cloth. It's C. Flax was used to make linen cloth, which could be turned into clothing or other things. Thanks for sharing that with us, Clementine.
You're welcome, Elmer. Oh, hey, can you go find Merle? Now that the table is set, he can bring out the rolls he made for the party.
I think I saw him go into the farmhouse a minute ago. I'll go see if I can find him. Oh, there you are, Merle. Clementine says you can bring the rolls out now.
Oh, good to hear. Let me grab the basket.
Those look good. Did you make those yourself?
Nah, Pearl made them. She'll be along later. She had a few things to take care of on the farm first. But she wanted everyone to know these are wheat rolls.
Oh, okay. Any special reason?
Well, back in 1776, wheat was one of the most important crops being farmed because bread was a big part of everyday life.
So farmers grew wheat to make flour?
That's right. Wheat kernels were ground into flour at grist mills powered by water wheels or windmills. Then families used that flour to bake bread, biscuits, and other food.
You can store flour for a while, right? I bet that was important back then.
Exactly. Farmers needed foods they could keep over the winter. Wheat helped feed families year-round.
Because there weren't grocery stores on every corner back then.
Nope. Most families had to grow or make nearly everything themselves. If crops like wheat failed, life became very difficult.
Oh, that sounds really stressful.
It could be. Weather, insects, drought, and disease were huge challenges.
It makes me thankful we have the resources we have nowadays that can help with those problems.
Very true. It's something to think about today.
Okay, farm friends, here's something else for you to think about. What important food product can be made from wheat? Is it A, ice cream, B, flour, or C, ketchup? Did you say B, flour? That's right, and flour can be used to make all kinds of foods. Oh, here, Merle, let me get the door for you. Looks like Merle's not the only one bringing food over to the table. Hey, Wendy, what you got there?
Hey, Elmer. I've got the baked beans.
Oh, one of my favorite side dishes at any barbecue.
And sort of fitting for this occasion, since beans were an important crop for farmers back in 1776. Beans were nutritious, easy to dry and store, and helped feed families through long winters.
All important qualities in food back then.
Yep. Of course, farmers grew more produce than just beans. They also grew crops like squash, pumpkins, onions, cabbage, carrots, and corn. All that produce helped families survive.
And I bet every little bit mattered.
Absolutely. In 1776, many families lived on small farms and depended on successful harvests. Farming wasn't just a job, it was survival.
Wow. And from talking to Frank, we know it was not an easy task.
That's true. Plus, farmers in 1776 weren't just growing for themselves. America was fighting for independence at the time. Farmers played a huge role in that by helping to feed soldiers and communities during the Revolutionary War.
So while people were fighting for freedom, farmers were helping keep everybody fed.
Exactly. Farming helped build America.
And it's still keeping it fed today. Oh, and speaking of, here comes Frank with the burgers. Come on, everyone, let's all have a seat. You know, talking with all of you today about what life was like 250 years ago really makes me appreciate those farmers from 1776.
Yeah, they worked from sunrise to sunset with limited tools.
They made clothing and household goods from the crops they grew.
They produced food that families depended on every single day.
And they helped shape the story of America itself.
Even though farming was harder back then, farmers still found ways to make it work.
Well, that's the agricultural spirit. Determination, creativity, and community.
All right, farm friends, before we dig into our meal, let's see how star-spangled smart you got today with a quiz. You ready? Question 1. Instead of tractors, what animals commonly helped farmers pull equipment in 1776? A. Horses and oxen. B. Dinosaurs. Or C. Elephants. It's A. Farmers relied on animals instead of machines for pulling power, and they used hand tools for other work. Question 2. How did farmers help soldiers during the American Revolutionary War? A. They let them pull their plows during basic training. B. They used their barns for USO dances. Or C. They kept them fed. If you said C, you're right. You can't win a war when you're hungry, and farmers made sure American soldiers had something to eat. Okay, question 3. What 2 qualities made beans and wheat valuable crops for farmers in 1776? A. They're the easiest crops to grow. B. They're nutritious and easy to store for long periods of time. Or C. They could be used to make candy. The answer is B. Beans are easy to dry out and store, and wheat can be turned into flour, which can then be stored and made into bread and other foods. Great job today, farm friends. I hope you all enjoy your 4th of July. And while you're outside chowing down on hot dogs and burgers, or watching the fireworks, or just hanging out with family and friends, maybe take a minute to think about how we all got here. And not just us as a country, but how farming has been a big part of our nation since the beginning.
You can think about how much farming has changed.
while still remembering the traditions that started a long time ago.
Because good farming has always been about feeding people.
And working together.
That's right. As America celebrates its 250th anniversary, we're celebrating the farmers, past and present, who helped this country grow. So thanks for joining us here at the Super Smart Farm Show 4th of July Barbecue. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay super smart.
This episode features the voices of Eric Herlock, Candice Wierzbowski, Stephanie Spiker, and Steve Sieber. It was written by Candice Wierzbowski. It was produced by the Lancaster Farming digital team. Sound design and mixing by Justin Berger. The theme music is by Eric Herlock, with additional music from Epidemic Sound. This episode of the Super Smart Farm Show is copyright 2026 by Lancaster Farming Newspaper, part of the Steinman Communications family. Do you have a farming question you'd like to hear answered on the Super Smart Farm Show? Email us at supersmart@lancasterfarming.com. We'd love to hear from you.
It's the Super Smart Farm Show.